Welcome to Cadbury Castle. This large hole you see in front of us is a quarry, probably last used by the Saxons to quarry stones to put on top of the Iron Age ramparts. These ramparts are 8 to 10 foot high on this part of the hill fort. And we're going to take a short tour of this hill fort. There's a break in these ramparts, and this is an access point to one of 6 wells surrounding the hill fort. This is purely an access point to water and not like a gateway. There's only 2 gateways to this hill fort. We're going to actually pan the camera around and look down at the ditches and ramparts. This is a multi-valley hill fort. That means 4 ditches and 4 banks. Last time this hill fort was built on was probably Ethelred I and Ethelred II in it was late Saxon, so it'd been 900 AD. As you can see, these hill forts are pretty substantial, but over like 1100 years of erosion, they would have been a lot steeper and a lot deeper with no grass and no trees. The sole purpose of this was to make it as difficult as possible for someone to climb up or animals to climb up, so they would have no options to come through the gateway. As you can see, it's a pretty steep hill fort. It's only a hill fort that can stand on top, look over the edge and get vertigo. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting hill fort. As you can see, the levels down below, that's pretty high up. That one, that's about 10 meters or so. This would have been like all farmsteads, all cattle droves, and the hill overlooking the hill fort is called Sigwells. This hill in itself was excavated by Richard Tubar and a local history society, and was found to have loads of like pits and farmsteads and enclosures for animals. Whether this was like the farm which supplied the hill fort or traded with the hill fort is questionable. Now we're panning the camera up and looking at directly at the levels, and these are only 6 meters above sea level, so this would have been a pretty interesting kind of picture in the Iron Age and in the winter, because this would have been mainly swampland. In the distance there's a range of hills, but one hill in the middle of that's called Hampden Hill, called Ham Hill by the locals. It's the largest hill fort in Europe at 85 hectares. Both hill forts can be clearly seen from each other. Whether they were used at the same time, I'm not sure. But they're in the same tribal area. Whether they were enemies or friends or in the same grouping is kind of open to deliberation. The trees just coming into view is part of the southwestern entrance, and this is the entrance Leslie Alcock excavated in the late 60s. It was found to have 3 gate systems there and a paved roadway leading up to this gate, and this is where we get all the dating evidence from the hill fort. As we pan the camera around, there's a quite large rocky outcrop inside the hill fort, and Leslie Alcock excavated this and found a large Roman type hall built on it, dating from about 500, and this is probably where we get that Arthurian legend from, what surrounds this hill. There's several hill forts that encroach the levels. This is just one of them. Hampden Hill's another, and this side of the hill fort you can probably see Brent Knoll, and hidden, obscured by another hill, is Dumden Hill. Then you've got Glastonbury Door and Glastonbury Lake villages, which is a very interesting place to visit, and it gives you insight into how the levels was farmed and what was eaten at the time. Was lots of grasses, wheats, and quite a lot of birds, but not many fish. But yeah, we're directly looking at some trees now, and that's where the northeastern entrance is, and that's the photos from the beginning of the film. A very steep climb, rocky at times, and goes right through the middle of the ramparts. This is a beautiful hill fort, and it's well worth visiting. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video.